Ready for another MPG test drive? This is a sweet 2017 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring. That is the top of the line. I've done a full review of this for the Autobytel channel, but it's time to take it out and see how high we can push those MPGs. Now, I can't use my normal route this week due to an unforeseen circumstance. We'll get to that at the end of the video. So I'm going to take this out on some different back roads. We'll see if we can get those numbers up near 60. In town, the spec is 49 city, 47 highway, and I've been seeing right around those numbers, but I've also been seeing some really good stuff and some stuff that's a bit low. So let's put this one to the test and see what we get. Okay, we got 3 cameras going. I have a Contour up here, I have my Panasonic over here, and I have my GoPro Hero 3 up there. Been having some camera issues lately. Stuff's been going south. Knock wood, we get through this one. And it's on. We're talking 85 degrees right now. It's kind of warm. I'll roll around slow through here where it's 25 with the windows down. But once we get onto the higher speed roads, I'll roll the windows up so it's not as loud. And we're going to go here to the home screen. We're going to go to info. It automatically resets up here for the current drive back to 0. We'll set up this trip computer. And you see, we've got nothing here. Previous drive was 44. Average for the week so far, 48.4. And we'll just ease out. Automatic locking. Cruising out under EV power. 20 miles an hour. Seamless. Real nice. Now we may be getting a little bit of buzz from that camera. I hear a little bit of rattling in the mount. Just life. Right now, the gasoline engine is on. It's quiet. You can see we're at 58.8 for the current drive because that's never accurate when you first start up. We'll take a loop around, take a turn, cruise around the school. Right now we're tooling at about 30 miles an hour. And because the engine is on, you see, wham, it's dropped a bit. Now I'm going to ease off, foot off the throttle. Goes into EV mode. We're in a coast. You'll see those numbers creep back up. But we don't want to deplete our battery in here. That's the trick. You always want to try and maintain some battery level so you've got juice when you need it. Up a hill, EV mode, 26 miles an hour. And you see this guy come on. That's the side view camera. Pretty cool stuff. Though my wife didn't like it. She said it made her nauseous. It's a 25 mile an hour road, so I'm going to keep it down to about 23. And you can see these numbers just go crazy. I hate 70.1. But it's because we haven't driven much. And those numbers are influenced really easily. And we are still in EV mode. Numbers are just getting ridiculous. 90.3. It has no basis in reality, quite honestly. Short trips can get skewed one way or the other. Now as we turn, right, we brake before the turn, we're regenerating electricity, it's going back into the battery. And then the trick is to just ease away from that. Coast as much as you can. Now we're up to over 103.1. But again, we're really early on. This is all super light-footed driving. She's not going to hear me. See, there's a walking path over there, but some people feel they don't need to use the walking path. Go figure. Hey kids, what's up? Cruising at about 25. Engine just kicked in, but we're up to 122.1. Kind of nutty. In through the S's. This is my low-speed test track. Paid for out of my tax dollars. Coming up to the stop sign here. And we are in drive, not in B. If you're in B, it regens really heavily. As soon as you let off on the throttle, boom, it starts braking for you. Hear the engine? I'm going to let off here. We're going to coast up to the stop sign. Brake real slow. Because I'm a good driver, I'm going to come to a complete stop. And I'll stomp on it. It does have good scoot. It's not as fast as the V6, of course, but plenty fast. Now we're back into EV mode. You can see it dropped it down to 86.8. Of course, once you get back into EV mode, it's going to start going up again. And when I say EV mode, it's just EV indicated here. It's not pressing on this to go into full EV. Alright, now we're going to exit the park down here. This has all been 25-mile-an-hour road. There's the engine coming on again. I'm going to accelerate up to about 32, and then I'll just see if I can coast an EV out to the stop sign. This is going to deplete the battery a lot. You can use EV up slight inclines, I found. Does okay. Where this excels is out here on these 45-mile-an-hour roads. It just does wonderfully. Completely skewed. 84.4 right now. Coming to a complete stop. I'll accelerate briskly. And off. Bang, it drops it down to 62. And I'll roll up the windows. Otherwise, it's going to be way too loud. So right now we're at 60.3. And I'm coming up to another light here. More than likely it's going to change. Right around 40 miles an hour. Yeah, how do I know this? 56.3. Now this is the last light for a little while. So we'll get a good indication of how this does on a 45, 50 mile an hour cruise. It's 85 degrees. I don't have the air conditioning on. That's a little stupid. What are you gonna do? All right, I'm gonna ease away. Now I'm gonna stop. Up to about 48 and I'm off. Right now it's reading 55.5. We're coming into a pair of S-turns that are marked at 15 miles an hour. Now it's 15 miles an hour if you're driving a Model T. We're going to hit these at right around 30. And we're actually in EV mode through these. So EV mode through the S's. I'm taking one for the team on this one because I'm not going to turn the air conditioning on until I have to. Because that will skew the numbers. All right, we want to see what we can get out of this. So we're at 53.3 and to 50-mile-an-hour road. Once we get over this crest, we'll take it up to 50. I'm just gonna let it glide. Bang. We're EVing now at 50 miles an hour. So we're on a bit of a downward slope, a tiny downward slope. Right around 50, EVing, not using any gas whatsoever. And I'll let off for the railroad hump here. Gonna get some regen happen there, and then I'll accelerate on the downhill, back up to 50. So I'm gonna stick this right around 50. If I look at the instant fuel economy gauge, it's just below 40 at this point. We are running off the engine. Very slight uphill run. And we're back into EV mode. So as much as you can keep it in EV mode, the better you're going to do mileage-wise, obviously. But that's all a factor of how much juice is in the battery. It's flipping back and forth between engine on, engine off. The transition is seamless. You can hear it though when you're on it, it kicks in. Getting a little hot in here. But our numbers are back up to 55.2. Another set of S's. It is just exceptionally quiet when the engine's not cranking. A little bit of wind noise up here. Tires are pretty quiet on this smooth pavement. It's got Michelin, high-end Michelin, low rolling resistance tires, real quality stuff. And we're back in EV mode at 46 miles an hour. Coming up to the highway here. What we got here looks like a little bit of a traffic jam. And this is one of the great places where hybrids help you out, because when you're sitting in the traffic jam, your engine's not running. We're up to 57.8, so we actually climbed on that run. We came all the way down after that real crazy stuff in the beginning, went down, and we had that one stoplight. 57.8. And in situations like this, you're creeping up to a light. You're not using any gasoline at all. So when you're waiting, creeping up to the light, no gas. Now we're going uphill, so you can hear the engine come on. .1. And we're coming up to another light, so it's foot off. We can regen a little bit. And now we'll ease back into it. I'm trying to think, how am I going to get to where I want to go? Because I can't travel the normal course, but I want to show you why I can't travel the normal course. That's the bonus for this. They're putting in a new shopping center because, you know, we don't have enough of those in New Jersey. Not really necessary, but some developers making money off of it, so it's happening. Does not make the people in those houses there very happy at all, but they should have known it when they bought the houses, that there was a shopping center going in their backyard. It's called due diligence. If you ever buy a house, check out to see what's happening on the zoning maps. I wanted to buy a house here 20-something years ago. The one I really wanted, the highway was going to run through the back of the house. We didn't buy that one, and then 6 months later, they said, no, not going to build that highway. So we're on another 45-mile-an-hour back road, 2-lane blacktop, EV in it, getting some great mileage. The Accord hybrid does really well out here in rural suburbia. If you're on the interstate highway and you need to travel at 80 miles an hour, you're not going to see 58.6 mile average. That's not going to happen. Not at high speeds. But on these back roads, when you've got these long cruises, for sure. So let's see. My camera's still going? Oh yeah. That one's still going. I think that one's still going. We're all good. We're up to 60.1, by the way. Numbers are going up. It's 86 degrees and the air conditioning is off. I might turn the air conditioning on. Either that or I'm gonna have like a heat event in front of all 3 cameras at once. And 2 can see me. 1, whatever. We're still EVing on this route. Now we're up a hill. Engine kicks in. I think if I had to spend a lot of time commuting on back roads like this, I'd have a tough time picking something better than the Accord hybrid that could deliver these numbers. The Prius, the new Prius, absolutely, that's the champ. I've never driven any hybrid that's got better numbers than that, but you know, it looks like a Prius, so some people dig that and some people don't. 58.3, we're climbing a bit of a hill. I'm going to give it some juice, then I'm going to let off, and we're going to glide. It's a 40-mile-an-hour road, I'm doing 45. There's a walker there. I don't know if you noticed the wheel shake. This has lane departure warning, and when you get close to the edge there, when it senses the line, it shakes the wheel. I'm not so crazy about that. Other systems will beep, or there'll be a light, or in a Cadillac, your cheeks will buzz, the seat has a vibration unit in it, but the Honda shakes the wheel. Overall, lane departure warnings are a great thing, but I'm not crazy about that, the shaking. So here we go. Headed down towards the river. 60.7 miles per gallon on the average. Not sure how many miles we've driven. Doesn't tell you on that screen. So we're going to go left here and then make a quick right over the one-lane bridge. Peel out, baby. This bridge is a little tricky. He's coming. You gotta let the other guy go. Put your phone down. I hope the audio is not too noisy in this, because I can hear a mouth making noise. Not sure which one it is. Okay, this road will take us to our end point, and you'll see why we couldn't do our normal route. And I'm sorry, but I got to turn the AC on. Because it's hot. .219 in the afternoon on a very warm September, what day is today? 7th. Really thankful to be able to have this for the time, this car. Big thanks to Honda for sending it to me. And you definitely, if you're interested in this car, there'll be a link up here. You can maybe find a great price on it. You'll want to go look at the full Autobytel review. This is just a backroad cruise, right? Little bit of sort of rural driving. This is as good as it gets. Right? You're never going to see real world numbers much more than what we're going to deliver, unless you're just full on crazy hypermiler. I've been around the speed limit the whole time, sometimes a little bit below, sometimes a little bit above. I'm not driving in traffic. I haven't done any heavy city driving on this little trip. Right? It's all been back roads, but this one delivers. Oh, and by the way, right now, This only has 866 miles on it total. This is a brand new car. Brand new. So they gave it to me really early. Watch out. It's a skinny road. I don't like this road at all. You can hear the engine kicking in. This road does go up and down a bit. We're running along the Delaware Canal. And we have a bicycle rider. He might not hear us because the engine's not on. We got a curve coming up, so I'm going to just stick behind him until we get past this curve. Because I don't like going into the other lane on a blind curve. Because there's going to be a minivan coming, you know? And he may shoot out because of all these branches. I'm at 61.1, by the way. That little burst of acceleration, they cut that down a bit. Yeah, so 60.5. Oh, by the way, this hasn't been an eco mode. Oh, and by the way, this has not been in eco mode. So maybe I could have done better. I might have to try another one, stunt, with eco mode on. Now, on our trips, usually, we come out from the left up here. This is where we go down that really twisty road, that really skinny twisty road, and then we come out up here. I couldn't take that route for one big reason, and that one big reason is Governor Chris Christie. See, that's where we normally come out. I couldn't take that route because of Governor Chris Christie, and I'm about to show you why. Governor Chris Christie, in his infinite wisdom, decided that the Transportation Trust Fund should just be frozen so that the bridge work over here couldn't get finished. I'll come back and shoot pictures for you. Maybe I'll go walk up to that. There's a bridge over there they stopped working on because Governor Chris Christie froze the funds. All right, I'm parking right here. I'm parking right here. This guy's angry at me in his Lexus because I'm ranting at the cameras. Gonna pull into the lot here. Gonna give you the number. Number's pretty good. I missed my goal by 1 mile per gallon. 0.8. Ready for the number? Call it 0.7. 0.6. The number, 59.4. Huh? 59.4. Let me show you. Are you nauseous? Check that out. 59.4. Or 5. Whatever. I think that's pretty good for that road.